And we're live. Hello and welcome to Authors in the Spotlight. I'm Adair Palmer, filling in for Bridget Holder today, the publisher and producer, the publisher of The Art of Grace, the owner, of Art of Grace Publishing House, and the publisher and editor of the book, Intuitive Speaking Her Truth. So today we are speaking to two authors, contributors to the book. We're talking to Jackie Mcginn and Branka Pestar Hasjek. Now, I'm going to have to check that I have pronounced those names correctly. I'm stepping in for Bridget, so forgive me if I don't do it perfectly, but I'm sure we'll be fine. If you are here, we are live on over 50 channels of TV on demand through the Binge Network syndication program. We're starting on mytimetv.live on Facebook. We're also live on the Bridget Holders page on Facebook. We are live on my personal profile. We're live over on LinkedIn, and we are also live over on Amazon Live. So if you would like to pop over, if you're here, just let us know and say hi. We're normally live during the day on a Thursday, but for tonight we are, well as tonight here down under, the two lovely girls that I'm speaking to today are in the UK. One's in the UK and the other one's in Slovenia, I think. Did I say that right? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, she's nodding. So without further ado, let's have a chat with Jackie. I just want to introduce Jackie Mcginn for a moment, and she is an energy healer. She's a hypnotherapist and Japanese teacher. She's based in the south of England, and while living in Japan, she experienced a breakdown that began her healing career and inspired her to share her lived experience in a solo book, Pieces to Peace. Jackie's combined training in energy healing modalities and hypnotherapy has enabled her to create a unique practice that holds a compassionate space for deeper healing. Jackie believes that expressing the heart's truth in a safe space brings lost, buried, and broken pieces of us back together. Just like the Japanese art of kintsugi, I'm going to have to check the pronunciation of that. It mends broken pottery pieces and gold lacquer and creates unique and beautiful pieces of art. That's a really beautiful analogy. Jackie also works as a freelance Japanese teacher for teenagers who love the language and culture and who want to go to Japan someday. So without further ado, let me welcome Jackie Mcginn. Hello, Jackie. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you. How are you?
Very well. Now, did I pronounce that? Oh, no, you got to say no. The Japanese.
It was close. It was close. Yeah.
I ran it over my tongue a couple of times while I was looking at your bio earlier, and I thought, that the brain is like, instead of going, well, I'm going to get this right, it's like, oh, I might cock that one up. So how do you actually pronounce it? The art of mending broken pottery. What's that pronounced as?
Kintsugi.
Kintsugi. Okay, that was on my list of questions to ask you in the green room, but never mind.
There we go. Oh, never mind.
So I'd love for you to share with us a little bit, Jackie, about how you connected with Bridget and when you saw the opportunity to be a contributing author to Intuitive Speaking Her Truth. What was it that prompted you to put your hand up and jump in?
So it's quite a cool story about how I ended up in the book. So basically, I've been working on my solo book for quite a while now. It's got a life of its own. And I realized that it was going to take longer to get to that stage. And what I really wanted, I wanted to go through the experience of publishing and having my book, what's it like to go through that experience? Like, what's it like to be edited? And I figured that doing it as a chapter in a book would be a good way to get that experience and get that confidence. And then out of nowhere, I got a message from Bridget, and she said, "Do you want to know more?" So I was like, "Okay, yeah, send me more information." Had a look, thought, "Okay, yeah, she seems cool." And then she said, "Let's have a Zoom chat." So at the time of our Zoom chat, I'd been studying this story writing formula based on books called Save the Cat. And so Save the Cat is a Hollywood script writing formula. And what I found really extraordinary is like the key to this formula is transformation. So your main character has to go through transformation. So anyway, I was really excited about this Save the Cat structure. And at the same time, like the neighbor's cat kept randomly coming into the house as well. And they'd never done that before. So, synchronicities everywhere. So sat down with Bridget on a Zoom call. And then she got to a point where she's like, "I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to go. And my cat's in the sink making too much noise. I'm going to have to go and get my cat out of the sink." And that was the moment I was like, "Okay, I'm in." So yeah, it was Cheryl the cat that was the little nudge from the universe to say, like, "Yeah, you need to be in this." So yeah, that's how it began.
Wow. So putting it together, and I know that Bridget says it's like 3 hours, 3 days, or 3 weeks. How did you find putting the story together, and how did you decide what story? Because I'm sure, like many of us, we've all, I'm sort of thinking it would be, what do you choose to say, and how does that come back? Does that flow intuitively, or share with us a bit?
So yeah, so the way I did it is like I'm in a writing group. I'm in the Unbound Writing Mastermind, and we have writing sessions. And so I decided on one of those writing sessions, what I was going to do is, so I've got a sand tray. So the sand tray is like a therapeutic tool, but also like a creative tool if you want to use it that way. And you can put symbols in, and it's like a way of talking to the subconscious. So they're like dream symbols. So I thought, well, I'll use that to see, what does my psyche, what does my subconscious want me to base this chapter on? And I placed all these symbols in, and one of them was like a feng shui compass, and one of them was like a Western compass. So I kind of knew that was my starting point. And so the first line of my story is, a time when I decided, and like, oh, if I see a compass today, I will quit my teaching contract. And then sure enough, I saw a compass in a place it shouldn't be. So that was kind of it. So it kind of came up from within as my starting point, and then I went from there.
That was interesting about the compass. I think you said you saw a couple of compasses. Do you want to share a little bit more about how that came about?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, the compass was, sometimes you go through periods where some symbols are meaningful. And at that time, that symbol had been meaningful. I think I'd gone out with someone who had like a compass tattoo as well. And yeah, just one morning, I was working in China at the time. And then, I just, one morning, I don't know why, just like, okay, if I see a compass today, that's it, I'm going to make the decision. And it was so certain, and I had no idea. So the first one I saw was like, I went to a temple by the river, and like the feng shui compass is like an octagon. So it was an octagon shape, and I was like, nah, that's not a clear enough sign. It's just an octagon. It could be anything. That's kind of making it a stretch. And then I carried on walking, and I came to a supermarket and thought, oh, I might be able to get some souvenirs for, friends and family at home. Had a look around, and then there was a compass by the mechanical pencil. So it was in the wrong place as well. So it was to say like, yeah, here is your sign. So that, oh, okay, decision made.
So it's like really stood out, and it's going, that's it, this is what you need to do. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't spot it at the time that it was by the mechanical pencils, but yeah, it was saying like you need to write as well, which took me longer to figure that bit out. But yeah, it was just extraordinary how it all happened.
Yeah. So you're in China. So you've worked in Japan and you've worked in China. You've done quite a bit.
Yeah. China was shorter. That was 2 months, but yeah, Japan was supposed to be 2 years, and it turned into 9.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clearly you love it.
I did. Yeah. It's yeah, people became like family, Japanese people are so welcoming. I think Bridget was really pleased that, the book, like it was the first time one of her books had sold in Japan. So
that's right, you've got the book there. Show us the book.
Oh yeah, here's the book. Here she is. And like we were saying that you have to do that. That's my book. You have to kind of
hang on, just do it again.
Do it again. There we go.
So perfect.
Oh, Mandy's left a comment.
Oh, hello, Mandy. Welcome. And you know Mandy? She says,
yes, I know Mandy. Mandy's in my business network, and yeah, she's a fellow writer. So.
She's just made it back from the college bus stop. She's dropping in from the UK. So welcome, Mandy, and thank you for joining us. And do remember to pass this along to as many people as would love to see this information, because it's amazing stories that we're hearing tonight from Jackie and Soon Branca and other authors and on previous episodes that we have had on Author in the Spotlight. So just a reminder, we are going out live through mytimetv.live, through the Binge syndication program, Binge Networks, and we are live on over 50 channels of TV on demand. We are live on the Bridget Holder page, the Art of Grace Publishing, LinkedIn, and also my timeline, and also over on Amazon Live. So you will see there is some links down here if you would like to pop over to Amazon Live. The Intuitive Speaking Her Truth, that book that Jackie just had, right on cue, there we are, is in the carousel. It's the only product there, and you can just tap on that to purchase. It will take you through to the page where you can purchase an electronic copy or a hard copy. And it's always, that looks like really, I love the covers on those.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
Just gorgeous. Beautiful. Mandy's saying, lovely to see you, ladies. So do pop over to Amazon. We'd love to see you over there, and it's great to see you here. So now, Jackie, so when you were writing, did it come out? Oh, Glenda's here as well. Hey.
Oh, Glenda, cool.
You've got your entourage here, Jackie.
I have, yay. Yeah, we're all in fabulous networking.
Okay, welcome, Glenda. All the way from the UK. We're really international today, this morning, yesterday.
This morning, like we're so international. We're all over the place with our times.
We are all over the place. So when you sat down to write your chapter, tell us what happened and what was going through your head and how you decided to write what came out.
Yeah, so I mentioned that I used kind of the sand tray to kind of put the symbols in, so it would kind of take my logical brain out of the way. So I'd be able to write from a kind of purer space. And then I thought I would kind of just leave it and let it percolate for a bit, but I then found myself, I wrote practically the whole thing after that using a mechanical pencil and pen. After finding the compass by the mechanical pencils, I wrote it in mechanical pencil.
So now, just to clarify, you've used that term mechanical pencil a couple of times, and I don't know what that is.
Oh, do you know what? My partner didn't know either. It was like,
thank God, it's not the thing.
And it's the kind of pencils where you load up the lead. It's like, oh, it's in a plastic case, and then
when you run out of lead, you just click it through.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you sat down and you wrote the whole, like, you did the.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what I found after that is that it's very powerful to write your story, and it kind of shakes everything in your life up. So I was really glad that I began with just one chapter of my story rather than a whole book, because it really does. Yeah, I had to reach out for help from my writing coach to say, like, oh my God, what's happening? And she reassured me, it's okay. Just you're just being called to go deeper, and kind of like breathe through it. You'll get through it. You're fine. And yeah, so I did, and then the day it came out as well, just I was all over the place. It just has a really weird effect on you putting your story out there. It's powerful and it's transformational. It's just obviously transformation means you've got to let go of who you were before as well. So
that's very powerful. So when you're writing your story and it's coming out, and like you said, it shakes you up. What sort of things did you it's obviously you can't come out of it the same person that you went into it.
Yeah.
So when what sort of things did you learn or insights did you have that particularly struck you that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I think actually it's interesting because someone else from Fabulous Networking, I shared my chapter with them. I needed help kind of editing it down because I'd obviously gone over the word count. And someone did feedback saying like, oh, you should mention your partner in it. And what I think the most transformational part of it is like I felt my intuition say, no, it's not right. This is about me. This is about my creativity. And after it came out, and once we had the book, it was really, really healing for the part of me that had the breakdown, because at that time, I was way more academically minded. I didn't see myself as creative, and would never have imagined that I'd write my story in a book, especially not on my own. So I kind of did a visualization where the 40-something me handed this book to the 20-something me that had gone through the breakdown, and it as if to say, like, you did this, you're creative. And it was a way of kind of owning my spiritual creativity as a woman, because having been brought up Catholic, women are kind of sidelined in Catholicism. So it's like there's the two roles for women, like on the edges of like, well, you're either kind of this passive virginal mother, or you're kind of painted as the whore, and there's no kind of powerful spiritual women in there. So it was kind of recovering that capacity to kind of be powerful and spiritual and female at the same time. So it was deeply healing to have that afterwards.
And it sounds like it could have been quite challenging to some of the previously held beliefs.
Yes.
We've got Lawrence Pipkin.
Oh, hello. He's in my new coaching group.
Hello. So welcome, Lawrence.
It's the middle of the night for him. Great.
So, Lawrence is over on Amazon and has said that it's a wonderful message of self-acceptance.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
That is beautiful. So thank you. Yes, and just a reminder, if you're wanting to look at the books, they're in Amazon. And you have a look down here. There we are. Beautiful. And down here there is a link on if you're on what coming in from mytimetv.live, you'll see that here. And if you are watching from Bridget's page, you will find it here. So,
oh, the neighbour's cat has just walked by as well. You know, talked about the cat that kept coming in.
The cat. So there you go. It's another omen. It's another.
It is, yeah.
It's another sign.
Indeed.
So you've since gone on and written your own book, or were you writing your own book?
I have been writing my own book for quite a long time. But it's been about my breakdown. So it has been quite a challenge to write and to be, one of the things I learned is, write from the scar, not from the wound. So often it takes a lot of writing to turn that wound into a scar. So you're kind of empowering your readers rather than kind of pulling them into, oh, take pity on me. So that's been quite a process, but it's just shown how much wisdom there was. Like, I mean, I just thought I was nuts at the time. It was the vague feeling of like, oh, there's more wisdom in this, but it's taken, nearly 2 decades to kind of extract it all and kind of heal, because there was trauma in it, as I've, written about in my chapter. So kind of healing that trauma, and I mean, as a hypnotherapist, like the kind of protection mechanisms that get created around that, so you don't feel it until it's safe to do so. So yeah, so it's quite a journey, but it's getting there. It's I can see it taking shape now, finally.
Yeah, beautiful. It evolves as you do, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So Jackie, did you have an excerpt from the book? I noticed a little bookmark when you held the book up. Is there any part of the book that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I'll read. I'll read about that little piece about the trauma.
That, beautiful.
That I've just mentioned. Okay. So, through hypnotic regression, I knew that during the breakdown, I'd experienced a moment of trauma. I knew that a piece of me was frozen in time and space. Using my imagination, I saw myself in that frozen memory as Captain Marvel, and the survival urge of trauma as electricity surging through me. The trauma energy could finally ground down into the earth, completing its journey. Prepared in the psychic realm, it was time for the physical trauma release, surrendering to my body's wisdom, and let the frozen trauma energy have more space, and trusted my body to shake it off. Powerful survival energy that my poor, confused psyche had believed I needed to stay alive in a moment of intense inner shaming. In that deluded state of sleeplessness and stress, I'd come to believe that I was controlled subtly by the devil. A deep, dark secret I carried for years. Not that I was really continuing to believe the devil himself controlled me, but I continued to be ashamed that I believed such delusion. A spiritual awakening, yes, but also a deep sense of shame and fear of rejection. The devil is the classic symbol of the church for shaming powerful spiritual women who don't fit the compliant virginal mother role.
Really, really powerful stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Jackie. And I did urge everybody, if you haven't got a copy of Intuitive Speaking Her Truth, please pop over to Amazon. It is in the carousel. It's featured in the carousel. You can purchase your copy. There is a electronic copy displayed in the carousel, but I also encourage you to get your hard copy, because there's nothing like the touch and the feel and the smell of a new book. So,
the real one.
Kids are great. Thanks, Jackie. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Before we wind it up, is there anything that you'd like to share that we haven't covered? Any lessons or messages that you'd like to give?
I think kind of just reiterating that idea of kind of like writing your story, telling your story is one of the most deeply healing things you can do. And there's something about the intent to share it that does help you go deeper into it, so that you do turn that wound into a scar that can help people.
Beautiful message. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, all the way from the UK, or from your all the way to Australia.
All the way to Australia. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and I do look forward to seeing you again and speaking with you. And when your book Pieces to Peace is published, I'll be sure to get my copy of that as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jackie. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
And that was Jackie Mcginn from the UK, speaking on her chapter in the book, Intuitive Speaking Her Truth. So if you would like to get your copy, you can go over to Amazon Live. We're live over there right now. Please do pop over and say hi. We love it when we see you in the comments. We can't actually show your comments on the screen from Amazon Live, but we will see them in the app, and I'll be able to read them out like I did with Lawrence, and Branka's over there as well, as you'll soon be with us here in a moment. We're live on the Bridget Holder publisher and author page. We're also live on LinkedIn, on my profile, and Amazon Live. And there we are. Glenda is, here we go. Morning, Mandy. So they're having a nice little conversation over there. So, okay. All right. Well, our next guest has, you see, I will find her, is Branka. Now, let's have a look. Branka Pest, and I'm hoping I can pronounce your name correctly. Branka Pesta Hajek. Branka is on a mission to transform the way that we see emotions and human potential to reveal the true power of humanity. Her knowledge combines the natural laws of life, corporate science, and personal experiences. Endometriosis changed her life dramatically, and she saw life and herself in a new light. It started her emotional empowerment journey. Branka believes in compassion, inner power, and unlimited potential. She offers personal consultations, leadership training, and workshops. Her job is not to fix you or tell you what to do. Her role is to give you space and provide you with understanding while you explore your unique self and your inner power. Between many roles, she is a partner to a wonderful man, mom of 2 boys, and a businesswoman. Her business supports her in a way as to be present as a mum, taking care of her body, sharing the message to which she feels deeply connected. Welcome, Branka.
Hello, and welcome to you too.
How are you?
I'm great. It was so wonderful to listen, Jackie. And it's so amazing how some of the things are really connected when we get together here. Yes. So yeah,
it is amazing. And I would just love to say hi to Corinda. Corinda's a long time follower of people, live streamers, and he's been part of our community for quite some time. So hi, Corinda, and welcome. Please do remember to share this far and wide, and the inspirational stories that we hear inspire others to step up and do some things that maybe they'd be too scared to do. So, which leads lovely into my next question for you, or my first question for you, Branka, was firstly, how did you hear about the book, and how did you make the decision to become an author in Intuitive Speaking Her Truth?
Yeah. So, we have really unique perspectives. So, for me, I didn't even think about it at that time to be an author at the time. So yeah, it was something that I thought about it to do it later in life, but yeah, it was not on my mind until I received the message saying a bit about the project and considering me as a part of it. And when I read the title, Intuitive Speaking Her Truth, that really resonated with my message, with my life, with what I believe in. So this was a moment that made me curious. What is this? Is this really possible for me? At that time, I was not sure, but I accepted anyway to meet with Bridget and to talk about it. And yeah, it felt right to do it because I believe that speaking our truth is really, really important, really healing for us. But also, as I told in the story, it's really important process to learn how to speak our truth because I went from the silent to spoken up aggressive to later figure out what was right to say and what was not, what was and how to say it to really make an impact you want, not to be too aggressive or too emotional behind it to miss the point you want to make.
Yeah. So when you saw that invitation to contribute to a multi-author book, and the chapter that you've written is called Being Human, which I love. And so where how did you decide on what you would pick out of the multitude of things that you could write about? And how did you decide about to write about being human?
Yeah, it was funny because I I didn't have the title until Bridget asked me, "Do you have any title? What would you name it?" But that really felt the right thing to do because my intention was really to um sort of explain and show the process of building up awareness. Since I was a girl who didn't want to know about childhood or anything, or even I didn't felt that any trauma can be within my body. I had pretty normal life, not really stressing if I can, I don't know, compare it to the other world. But emotionally, as I learned later, emotionally, I still had this circuit. I still had this thing, and I didn't listen to it. So it was really a journey that made me from being silent to being loud to being in pain and completely isolated myself. So that I have came to the point that I understood how emotions are a part of this bigger picture, how we don't know anything about how mind is connected to emotion and actually with our body. So this is really a human mechanism that we all have. And the responses we have, the survival techniques we have are different. And we see many reflection of it. But at the same core, we are human beings. And this human being has a heart that can be scared. And this society I was observing was really challenging for me to understand until I realized how important it is for us to be connected with the heart and how hard this is for human beings in this century of instant content, of this instant, I don't know, joys. And we have everything on demand. We have everything at our hands. But what do we really know how to feel?
Yeah.
I believe we have to, I don't like this word, but sleep sometimes. I believe that this year will show us how important it is to at least understand what is happening and what we are feeling. And this is the connection we all have, despite our stories that are. So that's why my chapter is really describing different parts of my life up until now, uh, because it really helps to see how awareness can help you transform this. Because awareness is the first step to really own it, to really
That was,
step into power.
I was going to say, that's my next, what was my next question is what sort of things do you do to create that connection with the heart? And I really loved it that you're talking about that. We get caught up in the material things and the expectations of others on life, and we forget about connecting with ourselves and with who we really are and through our heart space. So tell us a little bit more about, I know I just interrupted you to ask you to tell me some more about awareness being the first step around reconnecting with ourselves as human beings, and then, and then what happens after that.
Yeah. So I believe that as we are so different, we have different reactions to life and are all different backgrounds. But the fact is, as we look at the woman now, because we are a collaboration of women here, speaking our truth. So I will say for that perspective, I have seen two extremes, and they were wonderfully put out also when Jackie told. So we have two extremes, and from that perspective that I will unreveal now, we are looking at quiet and aggressive ones. So it's really, or we are denying ourselves, or not even realizing it, that we don't have a voice because we learned that's normal for women. That's the right thing to do. And even if we don't feel it, it's still programmed. Our mind is a program. So on the other hand, this aggression also speaks loudly. As I said in the chapter, these were screams from my heart. These were words that really wanted to say, I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm lonely. But I didn't felt it because all I felt was anger. And as I wanted to put it within the chapter is now as a mom, I am conscious about how I can communicate with my sons. It's not about eliminating every experience, but I want to make sure that I'm there to help them go through these emotions because they can be aware of it, and they are at the very young age. They are aware of emotions that I haven't been when I was 20. So I believe it is the knowledge and understanding the first step to get it, but we have to be careful not to get damned in it, because that was also the step that I made, because my analytical brain wanted to sort everything out, and I was I was really dipping, and at some point I had to realize it was not okay, and I had a help with my partner who said to me, it's not working, okay. And that moment I realized, and the right information came into my way to really show me, you are jumping from the past to the future, from the past to the future. You know what was and what wasn't, but these feelings were just confusing because I didn't know the present moment. Yeah. And that was the big turnaround.
Yeah.
Because before I just wanted to sort it out. And later I found out that even though I've spoken my truth, I felt so guilty about it. I felt so ashamed. I felt good when I said it and I didn't show it. But inside of me, this guilt of saying something that others didn't like was just too much. And yeah, that moment that I mentioned was really the starting point of something new.
Yeah.
So that today my look is not what do I have to clear out or what else is wrong or something like that, but to really focus on good percentage. So we have moments in life, we have certain time in a day, I would say, it's relevant, but we have this moment and we can let it slip it out or we can really feel it. So my mission and my everyday work, I would say, to connect with heart is really to be present as much as I can and to know that I'm here. My physical body is here. And my mind and my emotion can say a lot of things. They can be really loud and really forcing me into some direction, but I have the power. And this was really important to understand that we are often giving power away or feeling like we don't have it, but in reality, we always have it. And that present moment gives us opportunity to really use it, to really do something, to transform this that's woken up and create something new, heal it, to release it.
That's a beautiful message. And I think living in the present is very, very powerful and empowering as well. And I really liked what you said about you were between the past and the future and the past and the future and the past and the future until it was like,
it's exhausting. Yeah. And I was wondering why I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
It's really so connected. So connected.
So writing about them being human, and this has helped you tease this out and become more and more in the present. And so when you sat down, when you decided to write the book and you sat down to write it, was that I'm going to ask people this because it's really interesting when Bridget says it's got 3 hours, 3 days, or 3 weeks. Which one were you?
It was actually quite funny because I had a couple of starts, but didn't start right. And then I had, I thought, a half of a chapter. But when deadlines started to come, I believed that the inspiration will come. And I had a bit of a story, but I needed a moment to go with. So I get it. And when I sat down and I started to read all the things that I wrote before, that was not it. And it really, the chapter I have now in the book was really written in one day, put together. And I did some readjustments, or I don't know the term to use, but I changed it a little bit. But the main concept was made because my main inspiration that I want to give is to really support women who are lost in their pain, because I was there. And it's really to let them know that we might think that nothing was done. We might think that we are okay, but this pain is telling us something. And I really, today, when I feel the pain, I really ask myself, what is the message? Not why is it hurting and why right now? So that was really, I would say, the main reason why speaking her truth really resonated with me, because I believe that we need awareness on that field. And it's so beautiful that tomorrow it's 1st of March. So in the March, all around the world is starting because we are raising awareness about it and we are supporting women. So it's important to me to express gratitude to everyone, everyone, no matter where you are, that is contributing in any way to the lives of these women and girls, because it is needed. It is needed.
I love it. I love what you said when you asked. You said it's not when we're in pain. We need to be asking what is the message, not why is it hurting.
Yeah, it's really a different perspective. We're going from the from the victim to the empowered state. So what can I do? What can I change, or what can I bring to myself? And usually the best medicine is to stop and be present with your body and let it speak this.
Yeah. Can I borrow that? Can I borrow that? Because I love it. I know so many people, including myself, I want to say it to all the time.
Yeah, you can definitely. We are humans, and this is the knowledge we have to share around. So
Beautiful.
yeah, we need new voices to this
Yep.
message.
To spread the message. So that's a beautiful segue into just a little reminder that if you are here with us now, do say hi. We love to see. We've got some people over on Amazon, and we've got someone saying beautiful words and message, Branka. And so thanking you for sharing that. So we are live over on Amazon Live, and if you would like to pop over there, we're live on Facebook as well in a couple of places, LinkedIn, and of course over on Amazon. So the links are going to pop up in a moment, and there they are, right there. You can go over to Amazon if you're on mytimetv.live or on Bridget's page. There we are, and you can pop over to Amazon. Say hi to us over there. The Intuitive Speaking Her Truth is featured in the carousel, and you can pop on that and purchase your copy electronically or a hard copy. I always love the hard copy. There's nothing quite like a hard copy. A hard copy of books that you can see and feel and touch and smell. so that's so please do also let people know that we have these amazing women with us sharing their stories, and they are so inspirational. And as Franca just said, we need to share the message. We need to be able to shine the light the candle, and pass it along so that other people can learn from the experiences of these amazing authors in these books, and we can contribute and collectively help to touch people's hearts and help them see through reading and understanding the experiences that these people like Branko have gone through. Then it's going to help ease the pain and help us listen to what the messages more, because we're listening to the messages, the pain, we get the lessons, I think, a lot quicker. So Branko, you have you've shared with us a really, really powerful story and a powerful message. What sorts of things do you do that sort of that? What does it look like in your practical life? You said you're a businesswoman. Just tell us a bit about your business and how that you would take that what you've written about and apply it in your life.
Yeah. So thank you for the question. It is quite interesting how after the book, it really started to, I don't know, dance within me. What was really something that I wanted to give into this world? How can I participate the best? And so at this moment, more focus is based on building a community to really get ourselves together, to really connect and explore this joy, to experience it, to have at least 1 hour to really let it be. So I'm moving from this lecturing I wanted to give, because I felt like that so much words were said, so much knowledge is there, and we can all get information if we want to. But really putting it in the practice, just like you posed the question, is really what makes a difference. So, like I said, my first and most important thing is to really find myself in a present moment as much as I can. And when I'm wandering around, and in these times when we hear a lot of challenging information, this, I don't know how to say it, but these feelings can arise quickly. And with this knowledge, we can understand it, we can transform it and avoid or anxiety or being stuck or really. So yeah, when it's too much, I go meditating. When it's in the morning, I try to do yoga. So that really helps me lift up my energy. I never, that's an important and very interesting message that many could be familiar with. So me, as a young girl, I hated sports. I hated running. I don't know, back. Yeah, there are many of us. So
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I didn't feel strong enough. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel fast enough. So it was no, that's not for me. But when I got pregnant, and year before that was just bedridden, I realized I have to get my body to some muscles to get the delivery out, because I didn't wanna. I wanted to deliver it naturally as much as I can. So that was my introduction to yoga,
Mm-hmm.
and I would really say that it makes a difference in many ways. So to actually incorporate it into a daily life and to really let it release everything that it has to do. So, and for the work that I do, it's for me really important to find people and work with people that are willing to understand what it is happening. Because I have spent too much time explaining things to people who weren't. I can say, like I ended my chapter, everyone has a different timeline.
Yeah.
And at some point, I wanted to share everything and give everything, but you are coming into the walls if it is not a mutual interest to get deeper into that. So, like in a bio, I described my my main giving point I want to give is to really give space, explore yourself. And when you need guidance, just ask me what's worrying and we will figure it out.
Yeah.
Because usually when we work, it flows. It
Yes.
flows.
Yes.
It only needs something to say, let this thought out. Let it out. Look at it. Why are you afraid? And this gives so much power to people. And
Beautiful.
it's so beautiful to see um, another person to understand and realize, oh, that's a power I have. That was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make this a little collaboration to in a live version, so not virtually, but actually with Slovenian women. I hope that we will create some communities to connect and to really live it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're creating a physical community in your own geographical area,
That's it.
which is it's. I mean, that's a novel thing in this day and age, isn't it? It's like, oh dear. And
Yes.
it's amazing that we can, after what we've been through after the last couple of years. So keep up the good work. It is amazing. I just acknowledge Bridget here. Hey, great to see you.
Hello, Bridget.
Hello, gorgeous humans. And Nick, who is he's in the UK. He's here as well. And we've also got Roz. Roz is one of our I suppose I would say one of the community that I have been, well, I have in my little geographical area as well. And she's also a show host on My Time TV Live. So just before we wind it up, Branka, is there anything that you would like to share with us that we haven't covered, or any special messages that you'd like to leave us with?
I believe that the most important message that I wanna give today, and I want people to really feel, is to the world will be turning around, and things will happen out of our will. So this present moment can really learn, uh, I don't know, teach us how to be in connection with ourselves. So these stressing situations that may have an impact on you are situations that start in your mind and cascade from to emotions and to your body. If your body feels bad and you're emotionally confused, your mind is also confused. So when you can embrace good energy, embrace gratitude. Gratitude is often the first step. I'm grateful to be alive, to be here, to have an opportunity to, I don't know, make a decision today. It's a little step, but it can help you relax, it can help you clear your mind and actually do the things you want. Because I believe that this stress can really, this perception is often our challenge. So let us all know that our perception is really based on our senses, and these senses are working in a best. So if you're looking something, if you're looking outside, notice today, notice a tree or a rose or a, I don't know, a sun, something that can lift beautiful emotions within you. It's actually the ending I want to add. It's it's investing in you in a great percentage of this relaxation mode in your body that can heal you and that can inspire you to go further.
Beautiful. So you had me totally mesmerized there, Branka. That was just a beautiful message. Really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
speaking with you. Thank you so much for being on Author in the Spotlight and sharing your story. And I do encourage people to pop over to Amazon and get your copy of Intuitive Speaking Her Truth, because these amazing stories that we're hearing are so inspirational. And, you know, if we all share, and if you're sharing, and even if we get one thing, like I did, that listen to the message, that, you know, ask what is the message, not I'm so going to use that, I love that. Not why am I in pain. Brilliant, I love it. Thank you again, and thank you all for joining us, either here on Facebook, over on LinkedIn, or on Amazon Live. Appreciate you, and appreciate you joining us, and also appreciate you bringing your friends and family along and helping to spread the word about these inspirational ladies who are doing amazing things. Thanks again, and we
And
will
thank